Hello there, Internet. Hello there, YouTube. Apologies for the long delay in the stream, but we're going to wrap up Act 3 today. I've got time to do this, so let's get it done. We may not make any inroads into Act 4 here, but we will definitely finish up Act 3 anyway. This, for anyone who doesn't know, is the Hermetic Gamers Series 1 within a series of hardcore solo playthroughs of the game X-Men Legends 2. We are playing through this one as Jean, and I've been having a decent run so far. There have been some struggles. This is a bit of a, as characters go, not the best. Anyway, we'll explain why when we get in there, and we'll get in there.
Let the games begin.
And here we are. Gonna head off to the Madrai Temple. So, as I say, a bit of an explanation as to why you tend to struggle on this character. Well, mental damage in this game is not unlike poison damage in Diablo. There is a mechanic that's pretty much identical to poison damage. This game called radiation, which is a DOT, but but mental damage is very similar to poison in that the numbers tend to be big, but lots of enemies have an uncanny amount of resistance to it. It's one of the most commonly resisted forms of damage, and when the enemies resist it, they tend to resist it in a big way. And then later on, a good chunk of enemies are just flatly immune to it. Now, Jean doesn't really get other damage channels. This should have been fire damage, I feel like. It would have helped round her out a little bit better, but, it is what it is. Pretty much all of her abilities are mental damage, and none of them really have that kind of bursty, single target damage that you need for dealing with bosses. So the way I build her, and I've tried a lot of different things, I can tell you, this works, is you build her around this, and around all these buffs that will apply to her melee attacks, and then you essentially build her as a melee character, and you stat and gear her as a melee character. And an item like this with this enemy defense bypass is a huge deal when you're building her like that. We were just able to equip one after the last squabbles that we had. So we're going to head into the Madrai Temple. We should have had a major power spike in terms of our damage and our ability to get that damage on targets. So I'm not super worried about the Madrai Temple, at least until we get to the boss, who is the actor. So I'm not worried about Holocaust, but I am very, very, very... I am very concerned about the Stepford Cuckoos, who, if I remember correctly, are astonishingly resistant to mental damage. And I'm much more concerned about killing them quickly than I am about killing Holocaust. Holocaust is kind of just a big bag of health. You can kite around most of his attacks. And, he CCs you a bit, but all in all, not particularly dangerous. I don't know why I just ran into that room, but look at this. We are just one-shotting those hounds with this, level 1 AoE. Our gear is so good now because we have two... it's absolutely these two with the dual stat. Even though that's radiation, radiation also very similar to poison in terms of the way it does damage. Not particularly high value damage, but even then, it's still an extra 15 damage, and this is still an extra 30 damage, it makes a pretty freaking chunky difference, as you can see. And we can just kind of... watch that guy just get the Chernobyl treatment and just go away. It's pretty neat that you can just bonk them through the room like that. Wait, the hounds are returning the favor. we actually, the damage we actually did to that guy once we got the combo shield down and just got one good womp in. Like I say, our physical damage is just no joke.
That had to hurt.
Shake those helping units. Also, I actually have, yeah, so we do one shot now. Hey, who asked you to? Auto targeting, man, you gotta love it. Anyway, my beef with the auto target in this game is an old story. It's been told at length. Absolutely epic freaking music. I mean, it's kind of hard to not make. You know, if someone was like, "Oh yeah, make it like a, you know, it's like a choir arrangement with like, you know, classic like orchestral arrangements backing it." This guy's.
Who's next?
I was about to say really dangerous, and actually kind of is, but Jesus, our gear is so good, our damage is so good. I've got to try and not let this turn me into like a smug fuck and I just run into something and get killed. But yeah, we do at least want to use this AoE because it lowers any damage. And this kind of our only, I mean, I guess you could call it an engagement tool. And hitting stuff in stairs in this game is, it's a complete schmozzle. I hate to use that kind of language, but sometimes, bro, get back here. Actually one-shot it. You know, you don't get damage like this as Jean. You don't build her this way. And this is not like, this isn't just like, oh, good damage for Jean. Like, when I was playing through this as Colossus, we were using our charge, which is a really powerful combat ability, but we were still having to charge through most mobs twice to actually, you know, kill them. Sometimes more. Sometimes like 3. And yeah, because of the slow, we like to just kite hounds back a little bit. As I say, though, it would have been kind of hard to make this music not sound kind of epic, but it's a lot of hounds. Of course. There's something about the way this game handles slopes. It makes fighting on slopes. You don't want to fight on slopes, basically. I do it all the time, and then every single time, it takes like one engagement for me to be like, oh my god, I forgot how terrible this is.
You are at a
So yeah, we put these little thingies on the thingies. As we find them, and then we can just kind of keep chugging through. And this buff is expensive, but
My target's down.
Yeah, like when I say this is not trivial damage, this is really not trivial damage. Like, most melee characters cannot just walk around one-shotting stuff like this. You know, 1 and 2-shotting with regular attacks. Like, they might not even be able to one-shot with their actual, you know, melee attacks, that, you know, their proper energy costing attacks. But yeah, admittedly, good gear makes a big difference, and we do have really nice gear. But, like, this is also the kind of gear that you hope for if you're playing with this sort of setup, this sort of build. Yeah, there's just one hound, we just kill it before it causes any problems.
Sometimes I don't know.
Yeah, my main goal there is just to freaking get away from there, so my camera can behave itself a little bit. You know, there's no getting around. This is an old game, and it's not perfect. You spend a decent amount of time kind of fighting with the camera or fighting with the controls, but damn, it's a fun game. Like, I don't know why they went.
Sometimes I don't know my own strength.
Yeah, I kind of wish, like, Diablo had, like, taken this route, whereas, like, you know, because this game is fundamentally very, very similar to something like Diablo. You have the random affixes on both your items and enemies. You have these, like, you know, 20 skill point per skill builds.
And stay down.
Run that mouth, G. Supreme. But yeah, very similar all in all. Like, if you played Diablo, you would have a pretty decent idea of, like, how to build in this game just by, like, looking at things. I really wish, like, this is not very good at breaking environmentals. I really wish I had a radial, like, smashed up environmentals better. Because having to bonk them on manually is...
Now I have real power.
Oh, audio's having a moment. The audio, there's something really... Yeah, some recent Windows update has, like, really made this game less stable to play, which is a shame, but still playable. Anyway, let's go ahead and do this level. Yeah, I haven't really been using that ability. It's ultimately, like, not very suitable for the kind of fights that we're having here. But if I were playing slower, like if my damage weren't this good, oh yeah, there was no point putting that buff on since we're switching into another area. Anyway, if my damage weren't so good and I were forced to play a little bit slower, then we'd be
That hurt.
putting this turret down and then, yeah, baiting a lot of enemies back into it. It's a super useful ability. And especially...
You have just sealed your
especially handy in that, you know, it's just like blasting away
Sweet dreams.
while you're, you know, smacking away or kiting or whatever. So very powerful ability. Both Jean and Scott have like these really good turrets. Though Scott's is short range, but it's AoE and CC. Whereas Jean's doesn't have the CC.
Phoenix Force!
We ult that. That aura is always a worry. I hear a tech station. I think I know where it is. Are these guys actually gonna follow? Ooh, someone dropped a red. I swear I saw the yellow. Yeah, there it is. The odds that it will actually be an upgrade are pretty low. And yet, hold on. Radiation 27 mental. 19 mental, 15 radiation. Radiation focus. Wow, they are so close in terms of like their quality. But the one we have is so that's a nice little trick you can use. Feels a little bit dirty. It's pretty fun. Is so this telekinesis ability can like physically lift up and restrain an enemy as long as you hold the button down. So you can actually like hold them while your turret wails on them. But yeah, I'm not taking these guys very seriously because our gear is so good. We just kind of walk through them with auto attacks. But it's not like we take no damage, so maybe I should be playing a little bit more careful. I can always use that to just run back if, but then it's on me to actually do that because, you know, what gets people killed so often in these games? Myself, 100% included, like, that's a lot of jokes. Let's just make this easier for ourselves. So this ability, like, doesn't necessarily always turn people into your buddies, but it can. And under normal circumstances, when it does that, they die when they come out of the influence, which is very nice. But in that case, it didn't work because they actually got saved by the freaking cutscene. Now I think we go back now. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we've unlocked something behind us. Yeah, we have. And this is one of the nice things about being able to fly. You just cover ground quite quickly. Freaking asshole.
That had to hurt.
Have some of this Pepsi. You know, I say like I call it Pepsi. It doesn't matter. Like I'm not picky. I like all types of like cola. Even, you know, some of the off-brand ones that a lot of people don't like. Like, you know, my corner store, they have Coca-Cola. and then they have RC Cola. They don't have Pepsi, at least not in the bottles that I want. And you know, it's like I can get either, but sometimes I get the RC Cola. It has this more like, I don't know what you call it, like it's a bit less sweet and it's a bit more like medicinal, which I think is like something that a lot of people don't like about off-brand cola, that it has this more sort of, I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, like medicine-y sort of taste. Almost more like a Dr. Pepper or something. I don't know, sometimes that's the vibe for me, I like it. But not always. Yeah, 300 damage with just like a punch. Like, she freaking hurts when you build her like this. And we still have like, just like, in terms of like specking into more damage when we punch like this, like we are not done with this build. It's not going to get any like gigantic power spikes like once it's had, but it's definitely going to get very significant spikes. I think all of them also work more or less multiplicatively. Yeah, we still haven't maxed out this. Yeah, so these guys, mental resistant, let's
Sometimes I don't know my own strength.
just put that up for free damage, debuff them, you know. Actually, chunk them down pretty quick. I probably could have just kept punching them and been fine. We do need to pop back the old blink portal and sell some of the stuff. Make some money.
Hi again. What can I get you?
Très fabulous.
Sorry,
Shake
no credit.
shake those healthy mitts of Olympus. Huh? 27 plus. Okay, well that's just better because it has a little bit of resistance on it, so can't complain about that. So actually, like, very minor, but still relevant. Oh, no way! Oh, that was so goofy of me. I didn't even realize that the belt was...
Hi again. What can I get you?
because of its location on the thing. Okay, that's really...
You won't find better prices anywhere else.
That kind of stinks. Now I've just got to like hope the game will drop me a good belt. Man, that was so goofy because that belt was actually like a really important gear piece as well, as far as getting our damage up was concerned. Not that the damage is going to be like meaningless, and I would buy it back from him, but his inventory, like as soon as you click off after selling stuff, it immediately is gone. But yeah, I'm curious about how much drop off we're going to have in terms of damage. I don't think that's going to be too big a mistake, but I really hope I get at least some passable replacement gear piece before we hit the Stepford Cuckoos. I think that's literally right down there. And we go from 2-shotting to 3-shotting. Sometimes. Yeah, I knew that was gonna hurt, losing that. But honestly, like, the damage is still fine. And we will pick something else up.
That had to hurt.
And this thing is just gonna take forever to destroy.
That had to hurt. That had to hurt.
Oh, we're farming a lot of EXP.
That had to hurt. This is almost too much.
Oh, this just takes way too freaking long. Oh, please, game. Please, just let me break the thing. I'll never complain about your auto-targeting again. Oh, and we got a bunch more of those to break. The other ones aren't. Time sensitive, I guess you'd call it. Alright, we'll keep going with this. And what do we find here? Yeah, I had a feeling. Couldn't really hope for too much there. See how I just kept running after that guy? Even though I was like clicking, like I wasn't clicking anywhere near him. Yeah, it looks like our damage has dropped by like half or something crazy. It's just like how good, how much synergy you get from like plus damage gear.
Go no further.
Who's next? Destroy the heretic! That had to hurt. Phoenix Force!
Oh, wow.
You really don't want to mess with me.
Forgot that I basically just chucked my ult in the toilet by doing that. So annoying.
Sometimes I don't know my own strength.
And yeah, I'm just kiting these assholes. Like,
Phoenix
they're
Force!
so annoying the way they just want to like run straight fucking across you.
That had to hurt.
Alright, so who through a wall resurrected like 5 fucking enemies throughout that fight? That's what I want to know. Because I don't see any fucking resurrectors around here. If you give us a...
You'll go no further.
thing is, even without this equipment, and you will always have better equipment than Planet, or comparable. Like, at this point in the game, you should have the equipment you want in terms of like fulfilling the basic stats. Like, you want 3 pieces that add physical damage, you will have 3 pieces that add physical damage at this point in the game, especially like if you're a solar. There's a resurrector somewhere within 1 trillion feet. So dead now.
Phoenix Force!
Send me out of my face, please.
Phoenix Force!
Oh, that came so close to like getting me freaking killed because I almost completely forgot.
You could always surrender.
About that. Oh, rare belt. This could be. Of course. It's terrible. Where's the this far away? Through all this terrain.
Sometimes I don't know my own strength.
And yeah, we still gotta break this. It's gonna take a little while. Okay, why is this one so much less tough?
Stay down. Destroy
Honestly, even with my huge derp out of like selling that gear,
Congratulations.
This is almost terrifying. Oh, goody.
we're still doing okay. Damn, this thing just wants all my freaking skill points right now. The problem is, it is such a freaking good ability.
My target's
Very
down.
strange.
Destroy the heretics. Sometimes I don't know my own strength.
second. This is the first time I've played a flyer in here, so it's the first time I can actually grab that homing beacon.
My target's down.
There are usually a few packs of hounds in the middle here. I see. Oh, hold on. Like, this is at least damage. It's not high value damage, but it's damage.
My target's down.
That's
Wonderful.
Phoenix
That's
Force!
scary aura on range enemies. I don't want that smoke.
Sometimes I don't know my own strength.
Apocalypse will not stand for this.
So here we should be able to fly over, yeah. Grab a data disk. Some advantages to playing a character who can fly. The telekinesis is very handy as well. Magneto has all that stuff, as well as just being better. Even when you build Jean like this, so she can be as strong as she can be, Magneto is still better.
You're not a believer. Who's next?
Aiming that ability is so freaking hard. And the extreme token, and we're done in here. Nice.
Destroy the heretics! Sweet dreams.
Thank you for targeting. so good.
This is becoming quite exciting.
And this is a nice little touch, just them making it so you don't have to play Walking Simulator here. Come back.
And stay down.
Yeah, it's decent. Anything with add damage is decent. It's just current gear is actually like so freaking good. It's hard to replace. Apart from the belt, we did have a not a best in slot belt, but we did have quite a very good belt that I unfortunately sold due to a rather goofy mix-up there. But
Stay down.
oh wait, you put me down. I always get freaking confused by where that gate puts you. It's fine. One more area to clear. Then we take on the boss.
Sweet dreams. Who's next?
Crush the blasphemers.
My target's down.
I have no idea what war belt. Okay, war belt is just the item type.
You will never escape.
That had to hurt.
Also, I am kind of rushing this. I'm playing like garbage.
Hot bla-
That had to hurt.
There's nothing you can do about those traps when you play. A character like this, you need some kind of uninterruptible. Yeah, you need an attack that's going to have some like forward motion and be good at destroying environments. Yeah, Genie doesn't have anything like that.
You have no hope.
You know, like running into that group. I don't know. Shouldn't have done it, and I just. Right now.
Uh-uh.
Whoops, my game sound just died? Okay. Like you heard the pop. Alright, what should I do? Hey, hold on a second. Okay, hold on, hold on. The game sound has just like randomly started coming out of my speakers. So the sound is still there. It's just like currently not like detectable, I guess, for OBS. So I'm not entirely certain how to fix this. If I reset the game, presumably it should be okay. The thing is, then I have to save. That should be alright. But it's not like I died and I'm using the save to like reset it or anything. I get no advantage out of this aside from not having to play it again from that mission over again. But hopefully the sound works now. Yeah, you guys can hear it now. Right. I shall put the picture back. Alright, that was fine. Just a quick reboot. Old game. How do I miss? There we go.
I feel even stronger.
CC in this game is really brutal, but you have to remember, like, you know, well, I have to remember, I'm choosing to play solo. Like, they don't force you to do this. And the amount of CC that goes around and the extent of the CC is just far less of an issue when you're actually playing with 4 people in your group. And yeah, I'm kind of pumping Strike a little bit in the hopes of getting back a bit of what I lost damage-wise by throwing that item away. You may have actually noticed it does make a pretty significant difference. Okay, alright. So yeah, we actually do just go that way. Like, I could mess around in here longer, but there's no reason to. I've got all my potions, I've got as many extreme tokens as I can hold. We have to just go do the step with Cuckoo's fight. It would be nice to get some extra physical damage, but...
Respect comes with one's do try to put up a fight. Respect.
Oh wait, they just replay that? Okay. Anyway, so here we are, and this is a fight that I have had some concerns about, primarily because of the amount of damage we are going to be doing to the Stephen Cuckoos.
Are these the ones who've ended up? Yes. Can you in this
It's not
world?
going to be a lot,
Yes.
and
No.
dealing with their CC without any kind of mobility.
Time.
It wasn't too bad.
That had to hurt.
Oh, that wasn't too bad, actually. Not too bad at all.
Destroy.
And as I said, not really concerned about this guy. Yeah, we can absolutely put the hurt on this guy.
had to hurt.
You have no hope against Holocaust.
I feel like we're doing okay. A bunch of dickheads are gonna come out.
Phoenix Force!
So this is like the exact opposite of what we actually want, which is him in here fucking with us while we're trying to...
Stay down. Phoenix Force!
See that little turret? It just chips away. It's
I don't know.
all in all, not bad. Not bad at all. And while we're here, we might as well do the secret bonus portal, and then I'll go on to Act 4. I don't know if I have the mental discipline to start working through Act 4 at this point. But that's a scary freaking
Stay down.
Can I target this guy? Like any damage? Anything? Nothing? No? Auto targeting just says no. This guy who like is the most dangerous thing here, and I just can't shoot at him. Astounding is really freaking good, but
Your life is mine.
Sweet dreams.
Stay down.
so I was actually a lot more concerned with finding out what kind of belt that was, because I'm desperately looking for an upgrade, than with trying to do that perfectly. I think that kind of shows what my head is here.
The non-believers.
Yeah, I'll show you this trick. So you can just be like, nah. Just hold you in place while the turret is pretty satisfying. And those are actually good areas to come to like just break all those barrels and stuff and just farm for like higher level gear than you would normally to get, but
Good job at the
we're not
map.
about that
I
life.
look forward. Good job at the.
We are done here. Yeah, don't crash my game, please. Cinematic, we have been through this time and time again. But yeah, glad to be off Act 3. Particularly
Welcome to my home. No doubt I can only those agree.
having done the core nice and fast.
Greetings, X-Man.
Greetings, X-Man.
Forget a well, quite right. If you'd like,
Ray,
you're quite.
you're quite welcome. Yeah, let's just see what.
Well, we made it back to the...
This guy may have something for us. Astounding.
Any questions?
Belts? Sentient? Would be better than nothing, but it's not really what I'm looking for. Yeah, we want some physical damage. Oh, dare I? Yeah, the odds of getting anything worth a damn from that. I mean, if that were... Yeah,
You won't
July,
find better
that'd be one way.
prices anywhere else.
I got some. And that's good enough for now. But yeah, gonna wrap this up. Thanks to anyone who tuned in. And we'll start on Act 4 tomorrow. Act 4, definitely the hardest act. But until then, take care.